Hello there, friends and family. A warm welcome to you. Greetings to you all. I hope you are doing fantastic. Today on the menu is a quick and easy tea bread. Yes, few ingredients, but the flavors are going to pop. Let's wash our hands and start. So first things first. For the ingredients, I have pre-measured 10 level cups of bread flour going into the mixing bowl right now, followed by half a cup of granulated sugar, and then 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Whisk together because that's it for the dry ingredients. I think you're going to really love how simple and yet delicious this recipe turns out to be. Set it aside, and now let's work on our wet ingredients. I'm going to include the yeast right now in my wet ingredients, and that's 1 tablespoon of yeast and 2 cups of water to start with. Now, all the ingredients are also listed in grams in the description box. I just added a teaspoon of sugar to the yeast mixture because yeast thrives in a sugary, sweet environment. It also blooms. So whisk together to combine, and then I'm going to add some vanilla extract. This is just a 1/4 teaspoon of it. Whisk that also to combine. All right, so this is nicely combined. So the next step, friends, in moving this quick and easy recipe right along is by combining your wet and dry ingredients. So I just added the yeast mixture to the dry ingredients, followed by 1/3 a cup of melted butter, which you can substitute with margarine. That will work great here as well. And so now you're just going to try to form the dough. At some point, you're going to have to use your hand, your clean hand, because you need to feel the texture of the dough to get it right. So it's the good time to put your hand in there now, your clean hands that is, and add a little more water. Once you have your hand in there, you're able to feel the dough. All right, so our dough has come together. And now it is time to knead the dough. And so what we have here is a soft yet firm dough. We ended up using 4 cups of water to get the dough to form into this perfect texture. And at some point during the kneading, the gluten becomes really tight and very difficult to work with the dough. For that reason, what you will do then is just let the dough sit aside for about 5 minutes, and then the gluten will have a chance to really relax, making the dough easier to work with. All right, so after 5 minutes, see how softer it is. It's easier to work with. What I'm going to do today is section the dough into 4 equal parts. So I measure the entire dough and then divide the total into 4. So all of my loaves will be the same size. Very reminiscent of what my mom used to do in her bakery. She had her little scale, and she will measure it, and then we will knead it. Great memories. So we're kneading it now, or forming it into the actual loaves. Tea bread has a signature look to it. It has pointy ends and also is coated with flour. And we're getting there. So what I'm doing now is I've taken the section dough and I'm smoothing the presentation side. And now I have laid it down on the presentation side, and I'm pinching one edge and bringing the other edge also into the middle. So I'm pinching, pulling, and tacking into the middle of the dough. Now you're going to hug the dough with your non-dominant hand and kind of tilt it on its side, and use your dominant thumb to push and tack. All right, and then use the heel of your palm to press down to form a seam. Then roll the dough out while applying some tightness and a little pressure, and stretching until you have your desired length of loaf. And then coat it with flour. And the way I do it is I just put the flour onto the sheet pan. It's going to proof on and bake on. And then I lay the loaf on it and kind of roll it in the flour and dust the excess off, and voila, it's ready to proof. And please note, friends, that although this is the signature look for tea bread, it isn't mandatory to form them into this shape because the shape really does not impact the quality or the taste in the end, as you know. So you can even use round shapes. We need about 1 hour to let them double in size in a warm environment. I'm taking them outside because it's nice and hot out there. So it took about an hour for them to prove and double in size outside. Not only did they double in size or prove, but then they also ended up with a leathery coating on the outside, and that's also signature with tea bread, right? So you see that it's doubled in size and it's ready now to go into the oven. So before they go into the oven, you want to preheat your oven. I'm baking at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And I have the conversion in degrees Celsius also in the description box. I baked for only 20 minutes. And look at that. It has a pale blush look to it. It has a leathery coating that's crunchy on the outer layer. And you also see the flour coating. There's not too much of it, and that's how I like my tea bread. And you cannot believe how fluffy and light it was on the inside. I cannot wait to show you. And one sure way of enjoying your tea bread Ghanaian style is with this gorgeous omelette, which is affectionately known as chibom in Ghana. Yes, an omelette that is creamy and flavorful, very tasty with the crunch from the vegetables that's lightly cooked, buttery, the perfect accompaniment. Just look at this beauty. I will be sharing the recipe to this very lovely omelette pretty soon, so be on the watch out for it. Now look at this right here. You see how light this tea bread turned out. No eggs, no milk, and just look at it. And the taste, out of this world. And you can see for yourself how this knife is effortlessly carving through this bread because it's so light and airy. The perfect spot to lay this very tender and tasty omelette. And yes, we enjoyed it with tea time. Yes, tea enriched with some cream. Sweet and perfect. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you had fun, don't forget to give me that thumbs up. And I hope that you walk away with some inspiration to try this recipe and share the love. Yes, this is love served on a plate. Look at that. I want to go back to the kitchen and do this all over again. That omelette was something else, and I cannot wait to share the recipe. Very few ingredients, and yet the flavors were very impactful. Oh yes, and the textures were spot on. Look at how light this bread is. Thank you so much, friends, for sharing your time with us today here in Anaba's Kitchen. I hope to see you pretty soon on my next one. Don't forget to make it a great day and have fun, especially in that kitchen.